You know what you do, what are we whispering for? You know what you do, what are we whispering for?
So welcome everybody to our first I think
Hi. I'm Tyece Wilkins. I know some past the table and have met some at the table from the conference, but so I am the voice behind 20sunscripted.com and also the book 20s Unscripted. This is my first time at Blogalicious, and I'm excited to share today's conversation with these two ladies. Are you guys here? I hope. Share this conversation with these two ladies. So I figured we would just start with Tyece and Ashley and then just do around the table, have you all introduce yourselves, maybe introduce yourself, what your blog is, or what you hope the blog is, if you're an aspiring blogger. If you've ever been to any Blogalicious conference before, let us know, and just what you hope to take away from today's session. So,
sounds good.
Yeah, you guys remember all the rules, of course. I hope I remember.
We'll remind them.
Yeah.
So I'm Renee. I blog at allthemanylayers.com. I've had a few blogs. Been blogging there for 3 years, and I've been transitioning now. Again, I think that happens when you blog. You're like transitioning, figuring out what the next step is for you. So I transitioned from blogging as a hobby to blogging full-time in 2013. And since then, it's been all about figuring, just realizing that it wasn't a hobby, even though I told myself for a long time that it was just a hobby and just a creative outlet, and realizing that I really wanted to build a career out of it and what that looks like for me. So I've written 3 books, and hi, good morning, how are you? Welcome. We're just introducing ourselves right now. Okay. And I've created courses and workshops built around the content that I share, which is really about just helping women be more fully expressed, storytelling, using the experiences, like what we're going to talk about today, the experiences in their lives, to create content and to create a platform of work that other people can grow from and consume. So that's me.
Good morning everybody. I'm Ashley Coleman. My site is WriteLaughDream.com, so I'm a writer and I'm also an entrepreneur. So part of what I do is write. I released my own book and I'm working on my second, and then the other part of what I do is also help other writers. So I've done ebooks and I do some one-on-one consulting with writers, and even I've worked on a course with Gigi. We have an online course called Digital Storytellers to help writers blog with their storytelling strategy and style. I'm in the same boat. You realize you start a blog because you want to write, and then you realize that you really enjoy writing, and then you're figuring out how to make it a profitable business, and not in the skeevy way of monetize, but in a way that's organic, that sticks to your mission, but just that you realize it's not all about the blog anymore, and you're a more robust person, and the things that you want to do kind of begin to shift. And so I'm glad to be here chatting with you guys today.
I'll start with the quote, which is from one of my favorite authors. Whatever happens to you belongs to you. Make it yours, feed it to yourself, even if it feels impossible to swallow. Let it nurture you, because it will, right? So this is all about how our lives, how we, in very authentic ways, are able to turn them into opportunities. And that's what we're going to talk about, I think, based on kind of these 3 pillars of the conversation today. So I'm going to kick it off by just talking about collaboration, which can sometimes feel like kind of a dirty word, like you don't want it to, you want it to be, I think the entire theme of and thread of today's conversation is authenticity. So how do we do these things in ways that feel real to us? And so that's why when I think about collaboration, one of the things that I think is a lot of a pet peeve for a lot of people is this question of like, can I pick your brain, right? Because there are some people, and I see it on Twitter all the time, people who will be like, you have to pay me to pick my brain. I'm like, I'm not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Depends on who's picking.
Yeah, right. But it's like I want people to know what they want when they reach out or email and want to work together and create some sort of opportunity. I think that's really important. But I've had a lot of people who will just be like, oh, can I just like pick your brain? And I don't really I can't do anything with that. Pick my brain about what? Like, pick what area of my brain? Like, left side, right side? Like, what do we want to do there? And so I think it's important when and I reach out to people too, right? Like, we all are in this together, and there are oftentimes, I've reached out to Tyece, right? Of like, hey, I'm doing this event, can you sponsor it? But being very direct about what it is that I'm looking for, and vice versa. So I think that being able to just be direct and concrete and know what you want from somebody when you're trying to create an opportunity with them is incredibly important. So as we talk about collaboration, that's one of the things that I want to, we talk about opportunities and content, that kind of thing, one of the things that I wanted to emphasize. And then I think exactly what we just did, right? Everybody contributing to the conversation, that it's mutually beneficial kind of thing, and that knowing what you're able to say and what you're bringing to the table, and it's exactly what we just did. Like, everybody had their thing that they were talking about and that they're working on, and their story. And there were things that I heard that I thought, oh yeah, I want to like talk to this person, because when I think about like an evolution of a blog and starting over, and I think, yeah, my blog is 20s unscripted, right? Like, don't say 20 forever, like right. And so what does it look like when I go through that evolution? Probably in the next like 2 to 3 years, like that it will change over to something else. And so there's just as much that we can bring to each other. And so being able to know where you stand, and then we just have a couple of Twitter chats there, like if you're looking to virtually engage, like there are ways to start hearing the conversation too. And so I have some handles there, and those are monthly Twitter chats that are good to get engaged in. The Black Creatives, Melissa Kimball, who runs that, and then Creative Smart Girl, who is Mia Phillips. So those are two like really dynamic conversations happening on Twitter every month, and just a good way to kind of see who's talking and hear what they're saying when you're thinking about collaboration and opportunity. And then the last point there, shared experience bears authentic collaboration. The reason that the three of us are here is because we've had shared experiences and met them online, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, more or less, right?
Yeah.
And I think because they've been so willing to be honest about their journeys and like be so vulnerable in their work, and vice versa, that it just sort of connected us.
Yep.
So I think when people are willing to just like be open, that just like creates more of a gateway to be able to share and collaborate and that kind of thing. So that's really my spiel.
Another question that we would get a lot is, okay, I'm a writer, I want to make money from my blog, but I want to do it in an authentic way. I don't want to just rely on, say, for example, sponsorships where I'm constantly trying to figure out how I can fit this into my story and, shape shift it, it becomes
That's
difficult.
why I quit.
Yeah, it becomes a challenge. So
Someone keeps emailing me about a mattress, and I'm like,
right. How am I going to make that a good story?
sleep is a part of good health, and I'm like, no.
I got contacted about a power washer.
Yeah.
Where do I look domestic ever?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. That's okay. So we all can relate to that. And that's something that, for a long time when I wasn't making money, because I didn't make money from blogging for a very long time. And when I would kind of look into ways you can make money, I was like, well, I don't want to do I'm not a fashion blogger, so I'm not going to do the beauty blog. There's nothing when you click on it and somebody buys it, they get, and then I found out about these sponsors, started getting emails about possibly doing sponsored posts. And I think I did a few, but then I would notice that when I went to other people's blogs and I saw like a bunch of sponsored content, it was a turnoff to me. And also I'm doing this because I have things to say, and that it was like a creative outlet for me. So what ended up happening was I ended up just trying to figure out, like, how can I create products and services based on the content that I'm naturally creating. So just to read this first part, to create meaningful products and services, leverage your natural gifts and your unique experiences to package your wisdom creatively. I think too often we underestimate our personal wisdom, even if it's just something like things that I never thought were valuable. Like just I want to give you guys a few examples. One thing that was turned into a course for me was I did a post just venting about how I discovered, like, excuse my language, I was a person, like, oh snap, like, I'm an introvert. Like, I just had this revelation, and I did a post about it. And And the response was so powerful that a few months later I was like, oh, well, I took all my content and created some new content that seemed kind of related to that, and created, well, that was my second book. It's called Wallflower, and it was all about sort of realizing that a lot of the things that I grew up feeling ashamed of or that held me back were actually things that I could use to empower myself. So that's just one way I took a personal experience, something that I never valued, and saw that other people struggled with the same thing, and packaged it into a product, into a book. It's still now, I get emails and, you know, people who are like, that was like so helpful for me. The following year, I transitioned that into a course, like an email course, like, you know, just for a lot of women would reach out, and that's how you find out a lot of times. You know, people say, well, I don't know what part of my wisdom people might tap into. And you'll be able to tell by comments they leave, questions they ask you, and you start saying like, okay, I'm getting this question a lot. I'm tired of emailing my different people with the answer to this question. I need to create something around that, a resource, so that when people ask me this, I can refer them to my book, or I can refer them to my course. So it's again going back to that organic. Just if you organically share the stories that you have, the things that have been light bulb moments for you, things that maybe you turned from a struggle into a success in some way, and you share that, people will want to know how you did that. And then it just becomes a matter of how you package that for them. So I say, when you put someone's feelings into words or solve a problem for them, you create connection that builds trust, and you position yourself as a valued resource. So too often we tell ourselves like, you know, I'm not a psychologist, for example, but I'm giving people advice on like how, you know what I mean? And so I talk myself out of a lot of things with that, like I don't have any credibility. And we have to realize that our own experiences are enough. If you're just honest, and you're not saying I can fix you, you're just saying I'm willing to share what works for me, and I'm willing to break it down for you. Your joys and fears and your curiosities and challenges are ripe for translation, right? So those are the things that you can tap into. I have my third book is a workbook, and it's called Writing the Layers. And I would get a lot of questions.
I love it. Really love it. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's like that came from people asking me a lot. Well, how did you go from this shy, not speaking up for yourself person to this version of yourself where like I still feel inside feel like a shy, I don't speak up for myself enough person. But I realized at some point that I needed to be brave even though I felt scared. And so you get a lot of questions of how. So I did try coaching for a little bit, and that was not for me. I don't like life coaching or just that kind of coaching, right? So I do still do some coaching and so forth, helping people write. But the life coaching, I was like, no, I can't do that. But what I can do is kind of put the things, the writing techniques, the self-discovery techniques that work for me into a book. And help women get to their own truth. So asking certain questions and providing certain baby steps that, you know, when people say, I turned my life around, and you're like, oh, but how? Like how? What were the steps?
Yeah.
So I created a book around that. So that's just another example of using what makes you feel extra vulnerable. Again, the highs and lows, the things that make me feel really joyful and the things that make me feel really fearful, those are vulnerable things for me that I've had trouble in my life with sharing. Like even writing, something that gives me a lot of joy, I struggled with sharing that. Because it's like, oh, you know, kind of corny, you know,
It's like speaking my life
you
right
know,
now.
yeah, like at work.
I'm about to start crying.
Well, that's how you feel. And like even my what's it called? Pen name, Gigi Renee, that came from, I worked in corporate America. My name's Regina Cole. And everybody calls me Gina. But I was like, I don't want my coworkers to be able to look me up. So I came up with like my middle name and a nickname that people call me. And that came from like, I didn't want my coworkers or certain people in my life to see me being my vulnerable, my poetic, like outpourings online. And so the things that give us a lot of joy or a lot of fear, we hide. And those are the things we need to put out there because that's what's going to draw people to us. And that's where you can offer like a very unique value that only you have.
So, my last part is talking about niche, right? So even Christy, right, talked about this whole thing with niche, right? And so as personal bloggers, we often think that niche is a dirty word, and it's not. like we have to understand, like, put that off the table. What it means is that all of us write about various experiences in our lives, but I bet you there's a theme in all of them. Right? So, like, I'm not going to go to Gigi's blog and find a gossip story. That's not what I'm going to go there for. You know, I'm going to go for that outcome. I'm going to go for, you know, being gentle with myself, being kind with myself, how to do those things. When I go to Tyese's blog, I'm going to get, like, energy, right? Like, you know, very, like, passionate, demanding, you know what I mean? Whatever story she's telling. And really, a lot of those stories end up falling into a box. We think we're so, like, I'm so versatile. You're probably talking about a lot of the same things, you know, similar themes. And so my blog is WriteLaughDream.com, right? That started, it didn't start with a direction at all, even though it sounds like it did, right? No. Like, it's just like, WriteLaughDream. That sounds cool.
No, that's very vague and it's great. A whole lot of stuff can fall in that.
Right, but it narrows, right? Like, the more you do it, as Gigi said, you put yourself out there, you do the practice, you get comfortable, and you realize, okay, the theme is I write about people really trying to pursue their goals and the things that kind of come along with that, and the doubt that comes along with that, and how to get over the fear of that. I write about relationships because people have a completely twisted idea of what love is supposed to look like, and they need to know what it really is and what it really entails. And then I paid attention to my audience. All of these people who follow me write. I didn't know that. There was a point where I said, let me click on these Instagram profiles. Let me click on these Twitter profiles. Who are these people that are popping up every day following my Instagram and my Twitter? Who are these people? They have a link in their profile. Let me click on their blog. Let me read a few posts. Who are these people? And so these are the conversations that we have to begin to have. Yes, like, we start out just wanting to write, and because we have something to say, as Gigi mentioned, but then you realize that your purpose is bigger than what you just decided you wanted to say. The moment that we start to share these experiences is when you realize that you're connecting authentically with people, and that your purpose becomes greater, because now it's more about, and not that you cater, it's still what you want to say, but you stop being so selfish. And you start to think about, wait, well, it's not just what I say, it's how I can help this person because they want to feel connected. And so when you try to kind of, like, to get back on, like, topic, when you try to put everyone, you end up appealing to no one. And so just because my blog caters to women, typically 24 to 34 African American female writers, doesn't mean that someone else, was it Kathleen? Was it Jennifer?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Jennifer can't read my blog.
Right.
It's okay that that's a focus, because there's various different people who read my blog. But if I have to give you a median, if I have to talk to a brand or something about, you know, what targeted focus it is, then that's what it's going to be. So it's just, one of the things to start with is really, like, if you can sum up your blog in one sentence of what you write about, right? And so it doesn't even have to be like the super cutesy, like, tagline per se. It can just be like, yes, I write about pursuing your goals and pursuing your dreams, relationships, and helping other writers. Like, you know, it doesn't have to, like, your tagline is like marketing, right? But I really want to be able to have a conversation with you, and you're not like, well, I write about entertainment, and I write about gossip, and I write about fashion, and I write a little bit about this. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, what can I get it? Can I digest it? You know what I mean? Even if it is multiple topics, which is okay. And so connecting with your audience really starts with knowing what you want to write first, right? Because sometimes when people start blogs, they're like, what's popular? But that's backwards. What you have to do is say, what is it that I want to say, and who will want to listen to that? Right? So it's just a little bit of, like, reversing your thinking and not kind of, like, trying to follow the trend. And then you want to hone in on, like, where you can begin to reach out to that audience. Where do they hang out? At a certain point, I had, like, 700 Twitter followers, and then it dawned on me, the people that I'm kind of, like, interested in, they hang out on Twitter. I started engaging on Twitter more. I started sharing more blog posts on Twitter. I was able to, like, double my following very quickly. You know what I mean? Just by, like, learning how to engage there, following the right people, right? So we complain about our timelines, and I'm always complaining confused because I'm like, why are you following people that you mad every time they post? Use it strategically. I have a real life. I don't need Twitter and Facebook to be my life, so I use it very strategically. I follow editors. If I want to pitch articles, I'm following editors. What are they interested in? What do they want to see? I'm following the brands that I might eventually want to work with one day to see where the opportunities could fall in. So it's really like it becomes fun to just like do a little bit more research and a little bit more engagement, you know? And then the last part is definitely thinking about what your writing does for the reader. And so it's not even always like Gigi said, sometimes the step is like figuring out processing and how to help them get over something. But maybe your work just helps them feel inspired. Maybe your work just helps them feel encouraged. And like I get that all the time on my blog, like, oh my God, this made me just feel better. And that's okay. And that creates opportunity still. Why? Because I can do events. I can do events like I do a quarterly Dear Love brunch, where we come together and talk about life, love, and relationships. And women just want to feel encouraged. And they come, we have brunch, we laugh, we kiki, we have a good time. And it's like, you know, but in that is a monetization, right? Like, so yeah, you pay your brunch, but you're also paying a little small fee, you know, for time and effort and this space to talk. You know, and it's not about like getting rich, but it's about saying like, hey, my time is valuable. You know what I mean? And that's okay, because I guess like Stacey was saying, like, I'm giving you a service, right? So I don't have to feel dirty about it. So it's just things like that, you know, just making sure that like what experiences that you can share will really speak to your audience. So that kind of really helps you pull together your niche and really like being able to connect and build that tribe and build that community that's really going to support whatever you do, like Lovey talked about. Like, I don't care what you're talking about, I just love you and I'm going to buy it. You know what I mean? That is what we kind of want to cultivate.
Why don't we whisper and fall? You love what you do. Why don't we whisper and fall?